If this government shutdown does happen, who pays the price politically? It would be over immigration, right? Well, Philip Wegmann is with this Washington Examiner. Philip, we always ask, geez, it seems like Groundhog Day, right? We always ask that question about who pays the price. And I wonder, and that's why I was asking, talking to Edward about whether they have the Twitter alerts. You wonder, Twitter or tweets are not always policies. So you wonder what the president's really up to here, if he's really serious about this. And I think Republican leadership is wondering the same thing. Is he really serious about this threat, or just kind of getting it out there to get things moving, or what the real goal is? What do you make of it?
Well, on one hand, it's understandable, the president's frustration. The border wall is his defining issue. It's what his base turned out for him because they supported that agenda. And Republicans have not been able to move forward with any funding for the border wall in any significant way. On the other hand, it's really puzzling because if President Trump does go forward with some sort of shutdown strategy and the government does go dark, well, then that puts in jeopardy his majorities in both the House and the Senate. And if there is a shutdown and Democrats retake either of those chambers, well, then President Trump will never have another opportunity to get the border security that he wants.
Yeah, there's all kinds of issues that losing the House, and especially if it came to the Senate, that could be created, as you know, for this president. But, I mean, do you follow the political logic that is kind of at the start of your comment, that the president's base loves this? They love the immigration issue, and they want to see something get done, and they blame the Congress, not the president, for nothing getting done, so that if he really pushes for this, maybe in his head, he's thinking, you know what, this is a political winner, because my people, my base, they really like this, and they're going to know that I'm trying to get done what I said I would get done. That would be the logic, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the logic here. I think the problem is that what the president is in danger of doing is actually implying to that base, ignoring all of the very real political hurdles that are in front of Senate and House Republicans when it comes to this issue. He's in danger of implying to that same base that Republican majorities just don't matter.
Right.
With this this shutdown threat, he's basically saying, if they have control of both chambers and they can't deliver, why send these guys back here next year? And that's a real danger for a lot of these candidates who want to go home and they want to talk about tax breaks. They want to talk about Judge Kavanaugh and Judge Gorsuch. They don't want to have to deal with this sort of drama.
All issues, by the way, that are good issues for the president, that they could thank the president for the tax cuts. They could thank for the judicial nominations. But it does bring up that question about whether the president is a helper. Is he neutral, or does he hurt some candidates? I would think it's state by state in these midterms. I know he's going to be very aggressive. He said so himself come Labor Day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this is a delicate balance that the president needs to tread here. In some states, he's definitely a rock star. Think about what he's doing for Republican candidates in West Virginia as they go up against Joe Manchin, or in Indiana as they square off with Joe Donnelly. But in some of these more moderate races where you've got candidates going up against, Senator Tammy Baldwin in Wisconsin, his fire and brimstone doesn't necessarily play as well. Something that does get positive traction across the board with Republicans are those tax cuts and these two Supreme Court justices. So it would seem like the safe play here would be to back off a little bit, focus on some wins, and don't stir the pot too much, because two birds in the hand are better than one in the bush.
Yeah, I guess. Well, the president goes where he's popular. The vice president maybe fills in some of those other states too, which we might see. Philip, thanks. Good to see you again.